Okay, guys, in this video, I want to show you how you can work with tools like Python and Selenium to automate Instagram actions. Uh, so first of all, I need to say this that we don't want to hack anything. We actually want to automate most important actions of Instagram, for example, likes or doing like, uh, commenting or posting or something like this. So we just want to mimic the behavior of a user and nothing more. We don't want to uh, do anything illegal, and we just want to follow the Instagram rules, whatever they are. So there's already a tool called InstaPy, uh, which is this. And basically with InstaPy, you can easily put your username and password, and uh, you need to install Python and also install InstaPy and other stuff. And after that, you can easily use this tool to log in into your account and then do uh, stuff like comment, commenting or uh, following other pages, unfollowing, and all sorts of things with this tool. But it's a little bit outdated, and so I'm not going to use this tool. And in this video, I want to use purely Selenium and Python to achieve this goal. Uh, as you know, Selenium is already uh, a module for Python for automating stuff in the web. For example, if you want to uh, do a test for your website, uh, one of the things that you can do is create a test with Selenium so it can uh, go through all the buttons and widgets you have in your website and uh, behave behave like a user. So basically, for example, as a user, you want to go to Instagram. Uh, you click in the browser, you click Instagram, Instagram.com. And for the first time you see something like this, you click on accept all, for example. And after that, you need to enter your username and password and click on login. And well, if the credentials are correct, then it will direct you to to your main page. So we want to actually model or mimic the same behavior uh, we do here with a bunch of code. We don't want to uh, actually do these things ourselves. So Selenium, which is an automation tool, along with Python, could help us to achieve this goal. So let's start working with uh, these tools. First of all, you need to have Python installed on your computer. So let me go to my command line here. So if you have Python installed on your computer, you should be able to type Python and hit enter. So here I have Python 3.10. So if you don't have it already, please go to python.org and install it for your OS. And also you need to have Selenium for your Python version To install it, you can go to this URL here, or you can Google search for it. And here in installation, the installation is really easy. You can say that pip install Selenium. Uh, we already have the Selenium on this computer for this Python version, so I won't do anything. But in case you don't have it already in your computer, so it tries to install the Selenium. We can use Selenium for different purposes, uh, for different goals. It's not limited to Instagram actually here. Okay, let me open VS Code. Well, I have it here, or let me first go to FN here tests. Let me create a new directory here called Insta, for example, actions. Insta actions, and go to Insta actions, and here I could say code dot. Let me close this one here. Okay. Let me create a new file here. For example, login.py. So I did this over and over. I tried this before. So, for the first time, you need to do a lot of things. If you don't understand anything, you need to Google search for that specific topic. And I did this uh, multiple times. So I have some notes here in case uh, I don't remember things, so I can use these notes here. The very first thing, for example, the very first step you can take is that uh, use the Selenium to go to a link. For example, open Google in the browser. After this step, things get easier. So, well, let me copy all these modules here. We want some of them, we don't want some of them. So let's get rid of, for example, these stuff. We need sleep from time module, and also we need web driver from Selenium, and buy and service. So, okay. And the very first thing, you need to define a web driver for Selenium. So the popular one is Chrome driver. So you need to install, first download and then install Chrome driver on your machine. So I come here and say download Chrome driver. And with that, you need to find the right version for your current Chrome browser. If you have the Chrome with 96 as the version, you need to download the specific Chrome driver for that. So it depends on your Chrome's version. Be careful about this. If you download it wrong, it could put you in trouble. Okay, uh, let's get back to the war code. What was that here? So after download it, you put it somewhere wherever you want. For example, I put it here in WebDriver and you will have a single file, chromedriver.exe. So C, and here in a WebDriver, I have Chrome driver, which is a single file, and that's the WebDriver here. And then actually you load it with service and then pass the service to WebDriver as the service option. And also you need to pass uh, some options. Maybe we don't want to talk about this right now. Just define a Chrome options here and then pass it to Chrome. We have this initial setup for that. And after that, we can start working with Selenium. So a really simple example would be that we wanted to go to Google website. So I change this to Google. If you have Python and Selenium correctly installed in your machine, and also you have a Chrome driver, you should see this page. When I run this code, let me run it through my command line here. So Python and login. Okay, and let me change the language here. So basically it directs us to Google and it opens an instance of Chrome for us in which it will do everything we want from it. So that's the first step. It shows us that everything's working fine for us until now. So let's get back to the work. Uh, Let me change it to Instagram. Save it. Let me run it again. You should go to Instagram website and here we have Instagram. So after this, we want to automate everything. For example, the first step is actually we want to click on this button here, accept all. So for click, first of all, we need to find the elements in the UI, and then we use click method for that element. So first of all, let me to find the exact location as exact location of this element here by holding Control and Shift and I. The developer tool will be opened. Okay, so here I can find this element like this. I select this button here with this tool I have here and click on this link, and here in the codes I can see the HTML uh, associated with this uh, button we have here. So if I right click on this and go to a copy, we have different ways to locate an element, but here we wanted to use copy X path. So I copy this and paste it here. This is the link we have for this button here. This button here. After that, so now we need to use, let me find, okay. If you have something like this in, let me copy both of the lines. Okay, we have something like this here. So with find elements and defining the method you want to locate the elements. For example, here we want to locate it with XPath. So I use by module here and then say that I want it to be XPath, and then you put the URL you have for the, the button. And then when you get this element by the WebDriver here, you can actually do the click action on that. You can say login underline link dot click, and let me save it. And if you close this window and if you run the program, you can see that it goes to Instagram website and then it clicks on this accept all. But it was really fast and it's not really good because sometimes we have trouble with the internet, we have trouble with getting response from the Instagram, or uh, in most cases it takes time to actually load the entire UI. So it's good to actually after going to this link, we need to it's good to have a sleep here. I can say that a sleep for example, 4 seconds. And it sleep for 4 seconds, and then after that, uh, it tries to get the element and then click on that. Um, so let me try it again with sleep. Okay, after 4 seconds, it clicks on the accept all button. So now it's time to enter our username and password, and to do that, we need to locate these two elements in the UI. So the same uh, way would work here. So Control Shift and I, and here I look for this element. When I find it, right click on that, copy XPath, and the same thing, I copy this. When I copy this, I can change the URL here. And with that, I have elements, for example. And so now to pass the username uh, uh, or enter the username, we actually located we located the element for username. But after that, to enter the username, we need to use method called, let me find it, send keys actually. So here I say that I want to send keys to this send some string to this element we located here. Okay, here, for example, I'm gonna say username, and also we do the same thing for the password as well. Copy its path, and here, let me copy both of them, and let me change the, okay, here, and also we want to put password. And after all, I want to click on the login button here after I fill these two text input. I want to log in, so I look for this login button here. It should be a button. So this button here, copy its path, and let me copy this one. Oops. Uh, Paste it here. We have login BTN, for example, here, and we wanted to click on login BTN. So after this, it should, if the username and password are correct, it will log into your account. And let me add some sleep here. You can also use a function, a method uh, in Selenium for instead of using sleep. Go to Selenium, and here weights. In the weights, we have something called uh, implicity. Looking for implicity weights. We can use implicity weight here. It basically says that I want to use a sleep for 10 seconds. Um, but if you can find the element I want, for example here this element, you don't need to uh, you don't need to sleep. You can jump to this line quickly without any delay. Uh, but we don't want to use this one because actually Instagram is really sensitive about these things, and if you do things quickly, uh, it understands that something's wrong here, and you're not a person, you're a bot. So we don't want to act like a bot. We want to act as a user, as a human. So we use sleep here. I can say that, for example, sleep for 1 second would be enough, and also here 1 and 1. Okay, that's it. Let me run the code again. Okay, there's a problem here. What's the problem? Okay. Okay, we need to change this to single quotation instead of double quotation. Instead of XPath, you actually can use a full XPath. Can say something like this. Okay, let me save it and run it again. Okay, as you can see, let me run it again. As you can see, it entered the username and password and then clicked on the login button. And because our username and password are not correct, so it shows us this message. But let me run it again so you can see it from the beginning. You should first click on accept all and then enter username, then password, and click on the login button. And after that, if the username and password are correct, it should go into your account, which they're not correct.